in a world where drones are
Nope,
king,
not a world. Not a world.
in a land
Not that
where,
either.
in a time where
It's about
two,
drones.
in a land before time
Oh my
where
god.
two
It's about
drone,
a drone podcast.
It's in.
Yep, we're live. Hey, Davey, how's it going?
Good, Mike. What's happening today? How are you?
Good. Oh, I had actually one of the most incredible days. Uh, Actually one of the most incredible 2 weeks. You're missing. There you are. Um, yeah, more jobs these last 3 weeks than any other time in my drone career. So, that's how much you think
I'm
about
here,
it,
I'm
huh?
here, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. Don't worry. I got you, bro. I got you. I'm listening.
That's how much you care about what I do.
No, I can hear you, dude. I got a long day tomorrow myself. I've got like 6 jobs tomorrow, bro.
That's good. That's
So I
good.
need to charge everything that needs to be charged, and I don't want to forget, you know?
Well, okay.
Go for it. I'm
So
listening.
yeah, a bunch of roof inspections with bees, of course. And then I did one in oh my God, it's the third time I tried to get authorization. Third time's a charm. I finally the first 2 times I had authorization very close to the Sarasota airport. I mean,
Zero
I'm talking
grid,
like right off the runway.
zero grid.
Zero grid. Like big, huge house, doesn't need, very noisy area, gorgeous, like 7,000 square foot home on the coast. Guy can live anywhere. He lives there for some reason. But yeah, the planes go right literally to the side of his house. And I was trying to get a drone shot with the airplane in it and everything, and all that. I think I might have got a couple. I don't know. But the first 2 times I went out, I had the waiver form, uh the the okay to fly, and it just wouldn't work. I just could never get it to work right with the drone. And
What did you
well, I kept up. Remember, it's a new drone, so I had to like register it with DJI and do all that stuff. And finally, I got it all worked out. And I told Brandon from Bees 360, I said, look, just I know what I'm doing now. I got this squared away. Send me some Sarasota jobs. So he did. And then I added that on. I just needed that part. I just needed the drone part. That was it. But the guy came out, his name is Marlon Peters, and I had a really good talk with him the first time. And the second time he came out, and he's like, "Oh, you're trying to do it the third time?" I'm like, "Yep." He goes, "Well, you'll be the first pilot that's flown in this area that he's like, no other drone pilots can get anything up." And I'm like, "I'm gonna do it this time." I finally flew it up, and it like restricted my space to like height to 100 feet. And his place was so big, Davey,
you
I had to
couldn't get
take
it?
4 above straight down photos just to get all of his property. You know, just to get all his property. And then anyway, so I did that, and then the next job was not too far away. It was a little bit south of the airport, but a mile and a quarter south of the airport. And I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna get authorization for that. That's good. I got that. And I was flying that. And this guy, I tell him, I say, hey, look, this is not the only thing I do. He started asking questions about, you know, documenting the building, right? We have this pre-storm documentation stuff we're doing. And I'm like, oh, you mean like pre-storm documentation? he goes, yeah, do you know somebody that does that? And I go, do I do it. He's like, when can you come out? That's what he told me. He goes, when can you come out? And I was like, oh my God, it's my first one. It's a paid gig. I'm like, and I'm thinking we haven't even talked about price or anything, but I already know I told you what we're going to probably do. And, and then he's like, well, I not only need the exterior, but I'd like to do the interior. Like all the stuff that you see right now is all staging. They're going to take that out on Saturday, or no, on Thursday. They're going to take that out on Thursday. And I want you to come on Friday and take the interior when there's nothing in. You take video of the interior. I'm like, no problem. No problem. I can even do a kubakasi. I told him about that, floor plan thing. And he's like, oh, that sounds cool. And so he's like, okay, so you can do exterior, interior. What time can you do it? And I ain't even told him the price. And I'm like, oh, I probably can get there about 10:30. And he's like, deal. So then we talked about
How
price.
big's the home?
It was, it's not that big, 2,500, 2 level, new construction, beautiful home, new construction.
In a gated community, something like that?
No,
No,
nope,
just
nothing.
freestanding?
Just right across from a park. Matter of fact.
Yep.
The guy's name is Ahmed. 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 He's from Egypt. And oh my God, his wife was unbelievably
Egyptian?
beautiful. Yeah, she was an Egyptian queen.
Beautiful.
Absolutely beautiful. And I was kind of like, oh yeah, I was thinking, hey, you kicked your coverage here, buddy. She's so beautiful. What's she doing with you? But obviously he makes the cash. But really nice guy. And I'm thankful for, him letting me do that pre-storm documentation video and stuff. So I'm excited about it. And it's funny because I don't even have anything printed up as far as, advertising flyers or postcards.
Are you just going to walk around with your phone and video?
On the inside, yeah. That's what I'm gonna do. Yeah. I'm just gonna do, and then I was thinking of adding the kubakasi. What do you think of that? I don't know
I
if
mean,
he need,
you could do it, you could throw it in, but
what is it? Yeah, does he need it? I don't know.
Well, I mean, I'm sure in his documentation of the purchase of the house, it'll show square footage and stuff like that there. So
Yeah, you're right. And he actually designed the house. Like he said he hired a architect to design it, and he said he wanted like an Egyptian house where it's like a U. He wanted it in a U shape. So in the back, when the sun's setting, you could sit and have a drink, and it's cooler. That's how Egyptians like it. And the architect said, no, we can't do that. And he said, okay, well, don't call me again because I'm not going to use you. I'm going to design it myself. And he designed it himself. And then he hired a draftsman to draft it up, in CAD. And then he sent it to the builder. And the builder said, yeah, we can do that.
I mean,
yeah.
Who says no these days? You know what I mean?
He said he saved like $60,000 on it to do that. But anyway, really neat guys, and it's got like a metal roof, one of those metal roofs that lasts like 60 years. So, yeah, I'm excited about doing that.
That's good. So I mean, you're gonna walk around and take the video, and then you're gonna stitch it together,
Um,
or are you just gonna try and do one?
I think I'm just gonna do room at a time, one
Yeah,
room at a
do
time.
room at a time. Don't try and do one continuous
No,
25-minute video. You know what I mean? It just
no,
and
it's
then
gonna
you
be
just
bits and pieces. Yeah, it's gonna
you
be.
just stitch them together. You know what I mean? It's
And he'll have like maybe, I'm gonna put it on a zip drive. He'll have like maybe 1, 2, 3, maybe 10 little clips, and then including the garage and
that's where
everything.
you should use the memento. Momentous.
I was thinking about that. Yeah. Momenzo.
Momenzo.
Momenzo,
Yeah.
which is what some realtors do, right?
I mean, I've practiced. I've done a couple of them, and you think you're, you know, doing something wrong, but it ends up coming out pretty good. I mean, that's more for Momentum is more for showing it on Instagram and stuff like that there, you know what I mean? Whereas this guy just wants it for, I mean, he wants as much as he could possibly get for posterity so that he has it. So that, you know what I mean?
Right.
It's an insurance thing. He's not looking for any Instagram posts or, TikTok videos or anything like that.
No. He actually loved the idea that it's put on a zip drive and then
Yeah.
it's given to him. He doesn't have to go to the insurance company to get it.
Buddy,
He doesn't have to go to a broker.
I did something for a guy, Mark Suarez, older guy. I think I might have told you about this guy. I was I think I was doing a bees job, and I get there, and I'm ringing the doorbell, and I'm like, where the hell is this guy? The time, whatever. Next thing you know, he shows up at the door, and he's bent over. He may be an older guy in his 80s, and he's bent over, and he says he just had back surgery and stuff. So I felt really bad for him. And then he asked me, would I do a video of his stuff like that there? And I said, yeah. So the next time I went down there, I brought him grapes. I walked in, I gave him a thing of grapes. I'm like, listen, hope you're feeling better.
You gave him a bunch of grapes?
Well, I just didn't give him a bunch of grapes out of my thing. I went and I bought grapes at
Right.
Publix, you know what I mean? I walked in and I'm like, listen, you know what I mean? Guy could hardly move, you know what I mean? And I'm like picking on the guy. Anyway, long story short, it had nothing to do with grapes, but I gave him grapes. I wanted to feel better. And I went in there and I attempted to do what he asked for, but I wanted to do it in the 360, the walkthrough, you know what I mean? And he was like, I'm computer illiterate, you know what I mean? It's like, it doesn't make sense to me. I just don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what the thing. And I said, listen, let me just do it anyway. And he goes, well, how much are you going to charge me for that? And I says, how about I charge you $99 and we'll go from there? You know what I mean? How about I just do this for you and we'll get it done, And he writes me a check right there and he hands me the check and it's for $250. And
Nice.
he says, you got to up your prices.
That's right.
You got to up your prices. Needless to say, I'm then trying to upload the thing into 360 walkthrough for him, and I send it to him, and he just can't figure it out, and he doesn't know what. And I was like, you know what? I tried again, and I was going to come back again, and he wasn't going to be there. And I was like, you know what, Mark? I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to send you photographs that I have, and you can take the photographs. And I mailed him the check, and I'm like, I apologize, couldn't get it done for you, but there's your check back. You look after yourself. I'll talk to you later. I was just like, we couldn't communicate how it was going to work and how he could get it, because you can't put 360 photographs on a flash drive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I emailed him the link, and he couldn't figure it out, and he didn't know what to do. And I was like, you know what, buddy? You have the link. Somebody will figure it out for you. And I mailed him his check. And
it's funny. I didn't even think about that, doing like a Dropbox link, or what do you use?
Well, it depends who I'm sending to. I mean, I use WeTransfer.
WeTransfer, that's it. Yeah.
WeTransfer for photographs and stuff like that there. But Dropbox, I send to get my stuff edited. When I send it out, I send it in Dropbox.
Okay. Yeah.
The video I sent to Ivan in Russia, and the other stuff I sent to 1001 Labs in Vietnam, and I get it all edited.
Mm-hmm.
I get it back the next morning.
So yeah, I told my wife, I said, you will not believe what I made this month to date and it's not even the end of the month. And I showed her the number,
26.
and she was like, "You made X amount of dollars?" I go, "Higher." She goes, "X amount of dollars?" I go, "Higher." She she goes, well, you didn't make X amount of dollars." I go, "Higher." She goes, "You made this amount?" And I go, "Higher." She goes, "How much higher?" I go, $555 higher. She's like, I'm like, "I proved to you this month that this can be done. Like we can get into the, the digits that we want if," because she's thinking about, quitting teaching.
And that's the combination of your deliveries and your drone.
No,
Just drone?
all drone. All That's the beauty of it. All drone. That's the beauty of it right there. So, wow. With my deliveries, I did tomorrow. I have a couple of drone jobs and delivery tomorrow. And that'd be my first delivery this month.
Oh,
First,
yeah?
yeah, first delivery. That's it's just weird. It's just these boating companies have been calling me, boat charter companies. And believe it or not, a lot of it had to do with that Quinn, the Airbnb I did, because she got me, like, I did several jobs for her after that. And then I did a couple jobs for her. Well, you did one for
Yeah,
that Lynn. Yeah.
the B&B,
And
yeah.
we did two jobs for her. And then a couple of my old clients just called me back, and then, after a couple months, boom, sent me some work. And then the Bees 360, like, for 4 days in a row, I was in Sarasota, and I was doing like four, 3 or 4 a day, and I made them pay for it.
Well,
I don't think they got anybody in Sarasota.
how far is your drive to Sarasota?
Well, that's the thing. See, so it's like about an hour 15 minutes. So, but they'll send me, 4 there, and I'll charge like $150 a job, and it's really only $40 gas. So it's a $600 a day minus $40. So
So they're giving you 150 per job?
yeah, yeah. I set that precedence. I'm like, I told Brandon, I'm like, I'm not going to Sarasota for less than 150. It's just not worth it, the gas, the time. I get home at like 8 o'clock
Yeah,
at
but I
night.
mean, you're going to Sarasota once and doing 4 jobs. It's like
Yeah. Yeah.
they'll catch on to that, I think. But
Well, he hasn't caught on to it yet.
yeah, take it. I
Before
mean,
before I was doing it for 120.
yeah, I just
And
got a
I
Marco Island job there, so
and I thought about it, what Gina said, just raise your price a little bit. So I just tried it with Brandon because he was a new guy. And no, I tried it with Tyler. I said, "Hey Tyler, I'm gonna need 150 on this job." And he's like, no, I can't approve that. You gotta send that to Brandon. So I've just like eliminated Tyler and I send everything to Brandon. He so far, whatever I tell him, he'll pay. Whatever I tell him. Like today, I said I got 3 jobs in Sarasota. No, I got one in Placida, and that's a 2 hour and 15-minute drive.
I ain't doing that.
I'm like, you're gonna pay for that one. It's gonna be
I
more
ain't
than
doing it,
150.
bro. I mean, that's 4.5 hours. I ain't doing that.
Right. But this is knowing that I had other Sarasota jobs. So then I came back down to Sarasota and I did those other 3 jobs. That's right.
I'm not my French, sorry. I'm not driving anywhere
I'm gonna have to beep that with a duck.
beep that one out.
Quack.
Big yellow sticker right there.
No, I gotta do the quack.
Quack, yeah.
The quack right there.
I'm not driving 2 hours and 15 minutes, I'm just not doing it. I don't care. it's not worth it. I mean, the money is not worth it, you know?
Did you say 2 hours and 15 minutes? You said
You
no?
just said that. You just
Yeah,
said
yeah, 15
2 hour and
minutes.
15-minute drive to the job. I'm not doing it. I did it, you know, I mean, I'd do it a couple of times, but
Well, if
I
I
mean,
do
I've
it,
done
if I do it, I'm not doing it for just one job. I'm doing it for that, and then I know I have the other jobs a little bit north of there, and they're on my way home. That's the only reason I'm doing it for that.
yeah, stuff like that. Otherwise, forget it, you know?
And if it's a really long drive like that, I'll take my wife's car instead of my truck. Except my wife's AC went out, so that
I
sucks.
mean, I have 5 jobs tomorrow. I've got two on Sanibel. Then I got 2 in Naples. Then I got 1 on Estero on the way back up again. So
What just went up in front of you? It was like a fire went up.
fire?
You didn't see that? It was like
No,
this bubble went up. Okay.
no.
You said you were in Punta Gorda today.
Punta Gorda today. I did an empty lot. I was actually just editing the photographs there.
Oh, really?
Beside a correctional facility. I thought I wouldn't be able. I thought I might not be able to get it up in the air. You know what I mean? But I checked a loft before I went. You know what I mean? And it said no problem. You're good to go. You're fine. And then I got there and I sort of pushed the boundaries. I backed it up and I pushed it to the side. It did everything and it went everywhere I was supposed to go. So, I mean, I wasn't flying over the correction facility. So, you know, but I was within a half a mile from it. It's just a big
Does
empty
it
lot, you know,
does it
eight
so
acres or something like
it
that.
will it automatically lock you out? Like
Yeah,
a
I
prison?
mean, yeah,
I've
yeah,
never been by a prison before.
yeah. You know, it's got that geofencing, you know, DJI, they've got the geofencing, so, you know, and you can't fly over prisons. So, you know,
Unless you're JR.
well, okay.
The link I
Um,
sent you, the guy that does he's on
oh
oh
yeah, yeah, that guy, yeah,
paper
yeah,
and
yeah. Well, I mean, no, but
paper and glue.
yeah, but
Uh,
that prison, that prison has been closed.
no.
They're not open. You know, I mean, I got guys in there. I mean, the lady told me it was low. What do you call them? Low.
Altitude?
No, it was lesser crimes. You know, I mean, the minimum crimes. You know, what I mean, what do they call
Oh, okay, yeah.
them? Yeah, not high crimes and misdemeanors. You know, what I mean, like
The country club of
country
prison.
club. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but it's a detention center. You know, what I mean, for whoever, but I mean, they're not murderers, you know? So, but, you know, um, and I actually did it for free because, she, she called me last week and asked me would I do it, and I was like, you know what? And I was like, you know what, I gotta charge $129 to drive to Punta Gorda, you know what I mean? I just gotta do it, and I never heard back from her, right? Now, I've done work for her before, and, the last real estate job I did for her, I was late by 30 minutes because of a B360 job.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. And, you know, and then whatever, I got there and, you know, her husband was sitting in the truck in the driveway and nobody was happy, bro. But I banged out the photographs and they absolutely loved them, you know what I mean? Excuse me, they loved them, quack. And so I said to her, I said, the next job you have, I will do the drone for free, you know?
Hmm.
But when her name came in, I couldn't remember. I knew the name and I couldn't remember who it was. So when I sent it off, I said, I got to do 129 to get to Punta Gorda. But then I got 2 jobs from bees in Punta Gorda. So I called her back and I was like, hey, listen, I was just going through my paperwork. I remember you now. I said, I'm very sorry. I remember I was late at my last job for you. I said, so, you know, I'll come up to Punta Gorda for you and I'll do it for free. But I was already going up there. So, you know, you know, it worked out. It worked out. But, you know, is what it is.
Oh, so I had where's the background? Is that New York?
Oh, that's
Philadelphia?
Philadelphia.
That's just from your photo dump? That's cool. I like that.
Yeah, whatever.
Beautiful.
Philadelphia.
Anyway, what was I gonna say?
Yeah. Well, before you go any further, I text Gina tonight there just to
Mhm.
confirm the 8th. I haven't heard back from her. I said to her, when I text her, I said, I'm just checking in because we've had you penciled in for Monday the 8th for the last, whatever. So I know you're busy. It would be awesome if you could. If you can't, we can reschedule. We're not going anywhere. So, but I haven't heard back from her. So
We're on the clock. Okay.
we're what?
Yeah, I just said we're on the clock. Yeah, I'm like, we got to come up with some questions. We got.
Oh yeah, I know.
Do
But again, I mean, it's more about getting her to talk about SEN and spreading the word of SEN and letting Frank know. And
Hey, Frank,
like Frank,
thanks for tuning in.
and letting her but I'll talk up the I'll start off the banter, I guess, or you start off the banter, whatever. It'll be one of us.
In that case, I probably want you because you're more, you're a magnet mindset guy.
Yeah, I did the Magnum mindset with her, so I'll start the ball rolling and
Start the ball rolling.
we'll go into it, but but we do want to sort of manipulate, not that Gina can't talk and not that she hasn't been doing this her whole life, I mean, she was a medical thing on the news, I mean, she did the news in wherever the hell she was from.
She did the news?
She was brought in to do a segment on the news once in Dallas, in Houston, I think, and to talk about a pharmacy, because she worked in the pharmacy. She ran the pharmacy, and she was brought in to talk on a specific topic that they were talking about, and it went so well. As Gina explains it, she says she was sitting there, she was so nervous, and the next thing they said, okay, Gina, what is your thing? And she says, I just got up and I started to walk across the stage, and I was walking back and forth and I was talking, and everybody else was sitting, it was a news segment. And she goes, she just had all this energy, and it was like, so, and Gina, if you're watching, I hope I'm telling the story correctly, but, and then after the segment, they all looked at her and they were like, what the hell? And she's like, oh, I don't know what came over me. I don't know what came over me. Like, no. We loved it. We want you to come back now every week. We want you to do this segment every week now.
Really?
The next thing you know, she's the person on the doing the medical segment on the news for yeah. So point being, she's we know she's well adapted.
Well, yeah, she in the
speaking, so
BizCon, she does an amazing job.
Yeah, she does an amazing job. So I mean, there's no harm, and there's no in letting Gina talk and promoting SEM, because that's what we're trying to do. When we have Mr. Novak coming in the day after, the 8th, he comes in on the 9th. I'll reach out to Fernandez too and get him on board. He'll
yeah, maybe we can get a string of guests all in a row. We'll just get a bunch of Sky Network.
Yeah, I'll get James.
Yes. And then I really want to get that Joanne Seidel. Man,
okay.
She's not answering my call. Joanne, if you're listening to this, answer my call.
She
Frank,
will.
Tell Joanne to call me.
Buddy, let me tell you something. I still haven't heard from that guy in Fort Myers Beach. So sometimes less is more,
Have you called him back though?
No, we didn't get a number. He didn't have his card.
You just gave him your information. That was it.
That was the whole point. That was the whole point. It was like he didn't have. I said, "Oh, here's my card," and then you told him our whole story.
Oh my God! Leave him wanting more, right?
Oh yeah, exactly.
Actually, I caught myself today. I was like, You know, I already sold the guy on the pre-storm documentation video, and I was like, Mike, just shut up.
Yes.
Don't say, don't say anymore. And I thought of you. I'm like, Davey would tell me just to shut up right now.
Good. Yeah. You got it.
I'm gonna
It's money
talk
in
to
the bank.
myself out of a job.
It's money in the bank, bro. Just stop. That's it.
I swear to God, I swear to God, I was like, I was talking to myself. I was like doing the bathroom or something, doing the pipes, and he was like behind me, and I'm like talking, and I'm like, oh my God, Davey would like kick me in the ass right now. He'd be like, shut up.
Yeah,
Like,
bro.
you already got the job. Shut up.
Yeah, less is
And I
more.
did. I shut up.
Let them want to call you. You
I
know,
went zero dark 30, Davey.
there you
Zero
go.
dark 30.
Love it, bro. That's awesome.
Live on the
Yep. Yeah.
four. Okay.
That's
So
good.
yeah, what else is going on?
Well, I got the big, the big. Well, it's another reason why I want to know if Gina's coming on or not on the 8th, because I got my peeps over here want to take me to dinner. So,
Your neighbors across the street?
yeah, my roommates, my ex-roommates,
Across the street, down a mile. No, down a mile and a half across the
Yeah,
street.
you were at the house. Yeah, you were at the house,
Yeah, yeah, but it's down outside your complex, down
Dude,
the
out the
road
door, make a right, and it's 2 miles
about a
up.
mile and a half, and then it's across the street.
That's it.
You're like, yeah, it's right across the street. No, it's not, Davey.
Well, buddy, for the amount of miles I put in my car, it's across the street. You know what I'm saying? It's across the street.
Hey, speaking of that, like, when I was taking that video on Fort Myers Beach there, I can't find that video. I'm like, I've been looking for it in my phone. I'm like, did I delete that? I wonder if I deleted it. Well,
Don't
that was, what road was that? That was like Shore Drive or something, or
No, Estero Boulevard.
Estero Boulevard. I hope I didn't delete that because I had a whole thing I was going to do with that, and then you were flying the drone, and because I've been thinking about creative ways to promote this podcast, and that was kind of one, like we do get together once in a while and do a remote type thing, or even do some live, like
Did you see my TikTok wind test, Air 2S wind test?
no, I didn't. Is it, when did you do that?
Just yesterday or the day before, I think.
Oh shit, no, I didn't. Kind of beep beep beep. Um, no, I haven't been on TikTok, and I haven't done a TikTok in 3 days
Well, I
because,
figured I had to, yeah.
well, get this, because my TikTok is Mike 468, Mike Berthold 468, and for some reason when I do it on my phone, I have more creative, capabilities. But when
Yeah.
I do it on my computer, I can't like add music or I have to have music already added. Really weird. But anyway, this weekend I was bringing it up and I'm like, why? What? I got like hundreds of videos. What's going on? I had like one video and it said Mike Berthold 46. It was like a whole different TikTok. So I'm like, that's not my account, but it's my video. I'm like, how do I get back to the 468, Mike Berthold 468? And I'm like, because I think I told you I took this cool video of this place called the Getaway down here by Dandy Bridge. We're at what, one something?
135.
Yeah, we're good. Cool video, and it's like a point of interest video. It shows the Getaway restaurant, which is our favorite restaurant down here, right on the water, right on the bay, right by Weeden Island. And so I think it was on Motion Array. I found this LUT where you could take the text. So I wrote the Getaway, and you add a
Oh, yeah, you
mask.
mentioned that. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the Getaway. You add a mask to it, and your video shows up. So it's like real small, right? The Getaway, like this, right? And then
Yeah.
it just shows up bigger and bigger and bigger until it's like your whole video's, outside, the text is like so big. And then I put like, located on Gandy Boulevard, some cool stuff about it. And my wife saw it and she's like, you could sell that to the getaway.
Yeah, that's the thing. You could sell
And
anything.
anyway, I tried to put it on TikTok and it wouldn't accept it. Yeah. I'm like, what the heck? Hey, we're less than a minute there. So yeah,
Well,
anything else?
yeah, it's good night from me.
And it's good night from him.
So I will talk to you later, my friend.
You know what we got to do? I think I should be the one that says it's good night all the time. It's good night
Okay.
from me, and then you say it's good night from him. But your logo, I liked it right off the bat, and you can tell that you know. What
Well, and also this guy, if you like, I'm pointing to that little that little drone. So his name's Dre, and he's our mascot. And I've got some animated videos of him where so his little red dot in the middle is his eye, and that turns into like a smiley cons and stuff to show his emotion. And I'm actually writing a children's book for drone safety and drone opportunities. And Dre is like our little spokesman for the company.
That's awesome.
Adam. Yeah. It's still a work in progress. I was going to illustrate it myself, but kind of like how we learned, who not how, fine. So at the last time I was working on it, I was kind of vetting different Fiverr illustrators and I've met with some illustrators here locally to try to get it, outsourced so it'll get done. So
Adam, not to cut you off there, but on that note, are you using any AI or anything like that there as far as like a chat GPT is concerned?
Yes, I use it.
Everything.
For what? For everything?
Well, I mean, for one, the illustrations and stuff like that there, I mean, I've got a little project going myself here with chat GPT and chat, not logos, but yes, exactly. Generated images and stuff like that there, and it just spits them out, as I'm sure you well know, so you just tailor it to what you want, and if not, then you regenerate. And
I don't know that it would create a consistent theme like an illustrated children's book. You know what I mean? Page after page.
Yes, it lacks some consistency because it'll change the dynamic of the